What is up, YouTube? This is the Working Investor. In this video, we're going to talk about Group B. Sorry about my little cold. Whole family's down with something, so I came down with something. Anyways, Group B, very interesting type of group. I've always told you guys that it's very important to know about options in order to understand the risk that goes into options. And this is a very classic example of the risk associated with cover call. Not the risk, but the risk reward, the pros and cons of cover call. Just to recap, you're going to see this over and over again in Group B because this one is very consistent. In cover call strategy, you cap your upside. So when the market is up, you are going to miss out on some of the potential gains. That's the trade-off for getting the premium. But if the market is neutral or slightly up or goes down, you are going to, ideally, theoretically, one should outperform the market in a cover call strategy. Doing cover calls themselves, yourself, writing it yourself, or having a fund that writes it on your behalf. So neutral, slightly up or down, you should, theoretically, over time, outpace the underlier. But if the market goes up, you may miss out on that massive upside potential. And you're going to see it play out very, very clearly in this group. So we're going to use the timeline of October 8th, 2024 to today, December 3rd, 2024. The reason why I use October 8th is because the most contemporary fund is PLTY, Yieldmax's Palantir ETF. And in order to be fair, we're going to do total returns to total returns, and we're going to do exactly the same timeline for every single one. So at least we have an even playing field. The source that I'm using, and you could use it yourself, is Seeking Alpha. I did all the work for you, but you're free to look everything up yourself, double check if I made any mistakes. So the benchmarks we're going to use for reference, and I had to double check this twice because I thought maybe it's a mistake, but no. The benchmark is the NASDAQ, QQQ, ticker symbol, and the S&P 500, ticker symbol SPY. And in this time frame, they both were identical. Yes, I had to check twice, I wasn't sure. And they both returned, the benchmark is 5.31%. And of course, a lot of these funds, I'll use their actual underlier as their individualized benchmark. But the benchmark, if somebody had their money in a diversified fund, would be 5.31%. NVIDIA beat you're better off having your money in NVIDIA than from the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. As a matter of fact, this is interesting because NVIDIA was up 4.32% and NVIDIA total return returned 7.47%. So NVIDIA, very well done. DIPS is the inverse of NVIDIA, and it's been down. Total return in this time frame, 5.73%. Then we have Phoebe, which is Meta, and their total return is 3.62%. You could see very clearly that Meta was down just a bit, 0.01%, barely down, barely. I would say it's flat. And you could see how a cover call strategy shines in these environments. When the market is flat, you do better overall. Not always, it can't give you any promises, but that's how theoretically it should work. That the cover call strategy is generating income while the stock is flat. So you can see somebody made 3.62% holding Phoebe versus holding Facebook, Meta. GDXY, which is Gold Miners Income, down 8.13%. Babo, down 15.93%. Again, even though they're down almost 16%, they did better than holding Baba, which is down 21.64% because they're generating income. JPMO, did pretty well, 8.35%. Of course, they missed some of the upside, as we know, as we spoke about. Half the upside they missed out on a total return basis. But that's how it is. That's the trade-off with cover call strategy. The cover call strategy is in itself sort of like a hedge against a downward market because you're making income in a way, a slight hedge. Merni, right? Moderna, negative 20.28%. This is probably the worst performing fund but it's not Yieldmax's fault. Myrna is down 24.2%. As a matter of fact, getting the income, blunted the, 4% further of a downside fall because somebody owns is getting income from it. So again, you see the same thing play out. PLTY, Palantir, Yieldmax's Palantir, done amazing. Probably the best performer this past couple months. 41.97%. Man, oh man, this is insane. But of course, that's a trade-off, with these cover call ETFs where PLTR is up 60.17%. And of course, this is crazy, guys. YMAX, other than Palantir, right? YMAX, which is like pretty much a whole basket of all of Yieldmax's cover call ETFs, pretty much is the second best performing one, looking back at the same time frame. And YMAG is 9.94%. I've pointed out in my other videos that YMAG used to always beat consistently YMAG. YMAG used to beat YMAX consistently. If you go really far back, they've consistently beaten YMAX on a total return basis. But for whatever reason, the past couple months or so, I've noticed it flip. That YMAX has been beating YMAG in total return. Maybe it just ebbs and flows, or maybe, just how market cycles, but just something I've noticed. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. This is the Working Investor over and out. None of this is financial advice. Please look at all my disclaimers. Please consult who you have to consult. All the best. Be well.